Welcome back, attractive and well-educated watchers, to a brand new thing here on our TTRPG channel. We have decided to do interviews with people about their characters, or at least about Olek, who, on our tiny little channel's following, is the fan favorite. He's like, everybody loves Olek. Olek's great. And recently Olek has just been more Olek-y than ever, and Olek is a surprisingly lawful little character here. He follows rules, strict rules, in his notebook. And Eset here, Eset Original, who is Olek's player. Say hi, Eset.
Hi.
Eset's going to be talking to us about Olek, and we're going to be going down his rules. And Eset's going to be explaining them. So Eset, tell us a little bit about Olek before we get into this.
Alright, so let's start with me designing Olek. Because Olek was designed to be just a mess. So that people just can't follow him.
A hot mess? He's just a hot mess? That's our favorite character.
Very hot mess. So, Olek's full name is Szczepań Olesia.
Right.
Or Olesia, depending. Olek in short, Olesia. Olesia, of course, is a female name, because Olek used to be female. Olek is a Verdan, which means, Olek kind of sort of happens once in a while to just switch. Just, you wake up, suddenly, you have like all the female bits, you wake up, suddenly you have all the male bits, you wake up, suddenly you're twice the size that you were when you went to sleep.
Yeah.
They're very...
Yeah, we'll explain that. So the Verdan is like a goblinoid chaos-touched species that goes through mutations throughout their life, and their first 4 levels are small, and when they reach 5th level, they become medium size, and so Olek in this case became medium size, and also became a dude.
Pretty much.
And in the context of the frontier, the Verdan are less than 200 years old as a species. They're so young, they came into existence so recently, that they haven't even had time to get old. Like, they don't know... Yeah, they haven't had time to get old yet. They haven't made their own culture. They don't know what any of that is.
Yeah. Plus, in the frontier, because they're chaotic creatures, basically created out of the chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos kind of wants them back. And they don't want to go back.
As it always does.
As it does, yeah. And they don't want to go back. So, Olek really, really, really doesn't want to go back into the chaos, and will do everything under the sun to avoid that.
As you do. Right.
I mean, basically, Olek lost most of the people of his tribe to the fact that, chaos attacked. And so Olek basically ended up with a little witch doctor who raised him and gathered up all the other, orphans or lost Verdans. And they're all basically on the same boat. All of them very much afraid of the chaos.
And the chaos in the frontier in this context is carried out by the fair folk, which are a lot of different fae in the setting. They're just beyond the border of reality is this formless chaos that you can push back by making less chaos. So, just explaining that.
Yeah. And, because of the fact that magic is so chaotic, Olek basically equates it to summoning the chaos. So the more magic there is, the more he's afraid chaos will appear and just, snatch him away or something.
In some cases, it's not wrong.
No, it's not. But it starts off nicely. It's a good premise for explaining the notebook.
Yes.
Having been raised by the witch doctor, who herself didn't really get under people all that much, Olek basically has zero idea about society.
Yeah.
Give or take.
He's never been in society until he decided he wanted to help make a society.
Yeah. And, so, basically went into contact with society to make a bit of money so that he can, sustain his little tribe, his little brethren, that have about as much of an idea about society as he does.
Right.
And the only two people who have some kind of idea about society, I mean, one, the witch doctor, which doesn't really count. She doesn't have all that much of an idea. I mean, she knows society, but because of...
For future reference viewers, her name in game is Babushka.
Babushka, yeah, grandma.
Babushka, yeah, grandma.
So Babushka, was always like the outsider, the person who doesn't really like talk to people, and so it's not like you learn a lot of social stuff from Babushka.
Yeah.
And the other person is basically the boss's daughter.
The Thieves Guild Master's daughter, who he ran away with. Oh man.
It's her fault.
So also to viewers, when you see the writing that's like super normal and regular and everything like that, that's her writing. She partially wrote this notebook, and then the big capital letters are all Olek.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's great.
Yeah, so the book is written, this notebook is written by both Olek and the girlfriend, and mostly by the girlfriend who tried to help Olek get through life.
And so
from the most basic things, like how do you make friends, to the more intricate things, how do you deal with trauma. So, yeah.
And of course, he reads this religiously in every interaction he's ever had with an NPC that we have seen. You can go further, you can go to the videos, the Frontier videos, watch it. He pretty much never interacts with people without this notebook, if they're strangers or whatever. Like, he has pretty casual conversations with a lot of the party members, but if it's an NPC, notebook.
I'm pretty sure he started off with them as well, to be fair.
Almost certainly. So his half-elf girlfriend is the one that keeps him grounded in some kind of social reality, and we love it. It's too much. So let's start in that case, on that note with the social reality, with page 1. How to talk to people. Because
how to talk to people.
Number 1 is just chef's kiss. It's gotten so good over time.
Okay, now the one thing to notice is this is, it grows over time.
Yeah. This is a living notebook. It's got important things are added. So the first one is say you're new, offer to buy them a drink, and ask for information about the local area. No, we're actually really curious. You wrote that one. We're really curious, like, where'd that come from in Olek's history? We're curious.
Well, basically, think about it like this. He had to find work. And the people picked him up because they noticed he's very agile. He wasn't the one who they hired him. He wasn't the one who, asked for the job, in a sense.
Right.
And the way they sold it to him was, we have to protect stuff and we have to take it away from the evil people and bring it back to our, secure spot.
Right, as you do.
As you do with the person has no bloody idea about what even belonging is, And
this
it's
is
evil people.
And this is, of course, the Thieves Guild that he is wound up in. just taken from the rich and given to the poor, right?
Yeah. Except he has no idea what all of this is. Basically, they just there is stuff that evil people have that we have to bring to the safe space, and that's about it. That's about how they explained it to him.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of tweaks to that, but basically everyone in that guild, and obviously outside of that guild, but he's not much connection with people outside of the guild, but inside the guild, he has very little knowledge about how to actually interact with people. And so the first thing that they taught him, or this girlfriend taught him, she wasn't the girlfriend back then, she was a friend, because he used to be a girl and he used to be tiny.
Right.
So she was, the big sister helper, and the first thing she taught him was how to make friends. And as a girl, if you go over, you can say go all nicey nice, be all sweet and stuff. you know how the guys work. But then when he got to become a guy, that wouldn't quite work out anymore. So they had to switch. And so her new formula for him was like, okay, so how do I want guys to flirt with me? I want them to come over, I want them to offer me a drink, and I want to ask about me and stuff. And so she just wrote very quickly, okay, you know what, if you have new people, you ask them, you offer them a drink, and you ask them something that they might know about, so that they feel like they know something and they feel good, and maybe they're friends, whatever, right? I mean, easy peasy, easy way to go.
Well, and it's funny because, first of all, Olek's gotten really good charisma roles in the game. Just, like, rolling raw has been really, really good. And he's a highly charisma-based character. He's got a 20 in charisma, he's socially, he's dumb as a box of rocks, but he's got so much personality, and he's great to be around, and you just love him. And every time he's walked up, not only has he gotten good roles, but, like, if you go around just offering to buy people drinks, you're probably gonna become pretty popular pretty fast. like, you're probably gonna become like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. And so every time he's offered people drinks, they've been like, yeah, totally. And we imagine the same thing as maintain eye contact while someone is speaking to you, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much. Because who knows, he might be looking somewhere weird. Maybe they have something in the teeth or something on their ear or in the hair that they find funny, or they wear some funny clothes, and the girlfriend is like, nope, look into the eyes. Into the eyes. The other thing also, as you see in the first one, still, after the normal, sentence, there is written in caps, or people.
Oh, yeah, that's not in this one because we took that one before that, but yeah, there is an amendment in Olek right that is or people after an altercation with Aldous in the party for being a quote horrible human being, unquote. Oh, man. And so now we have our first Olek writing. Eat dirt means go away. And please explain this one.
Okay, so Olek turned from Olesha into Olek.
Right.
Came back to the Thieves Guild like every night.
As you do.
Didn't really think about the fact that no one recognizes him because suddenly he's twice as big.
He is. He's twice as big, and he looks completely different.
And he's a guy.
And he's a dude. Obviously.
Yeah, so he shows up, and there are those two guys. I call them Pori and Speed. The two guards, the two Thieves Guild guards.
Yeah.
And, he goes over there and greets them. And they, of course, are like, what do you want from us?
Right.
And then, they say all kinds of stuff. For example, go eat dirt. And he, of course, knowing them as people who usually tell him what to do, picks up dirt and eats dirt.
Which probably they saw with great hilarity and or confusion.
Well, yeah, and that's also how the girlfriend figured out that Olek is basically, Olesha, that Olek is Olek.
Right.
She saw that, and came down and figured out what happened, and yeah, there you go. That's also the reason why he had to run away. It's because she just, make use of the fact that Olek has no bloody clue what happened to him.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of been established that Olek did not run away with her, she kinda ran away with Olek.
Wait, I can open it up and can read it too if you want.
Oh, it's not important right now. We'll save that for a different video. Because that, of course, that's like an Olek's origin story. We gotta stay on track here.
Yeah, let's stay on track. So either way, eat dirt means go away. Very important, because if Olek would not know that, he would just eat dirt when people tell him to eat dirt.
As yes, of course, because that's the kind of guy Olek is. Here we're streaming our thing so you can see. So the next one is ask lots of questions to show you're interested.
Yeah. That like Olek, of course, living only with the witch doctor, didn't really have much like social interaction.
Right.
Many of the orphans came over time, and they just got used to the whatever they did in the wild there.
To things being quiet, yeah.
Yeah, and so basically he would just sit there and just gaze. And so the girlfriend had to explain to him, you know, if you want to like meet someone, you gotta ask a lot of questions so that you like them, so that you're interested, and there you go. You write that down.
Nice. We're reminded of so there's the She-Ra Netflix series or whatever, and we remember like writing reviews about it or whatever, being like, dude, this girl is the master of not opening her mouth at appropriate times. Like, dude, because there are scenes where she just sits there and like stares at people talking, and you're sitting and you're thinking like, oh man, you know, Adora, you have the answer to this question. You're literally just standing there watching people talk about it. You already have it. And she's like, boop, doop, 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 doop. And no, that's great. That's great to think of like another character who's just master of keeping their mouth shut.
Yeah.
But only, the other thing is only when they need to keep their mouth open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the next one I think is one that he wrote when they sit and look at you.
It's keep yourself clean before you talk to people. And we had a very real question about that one, actually. Does this imply that Olek was not good at hygiene, or is not good at hygiene? Like, was this a problem?
Well, more than anything, Olek basically had the routine from the witch doctor, who was like, yeah, in the morning, you know, let's wash you and off you go. But then, for example, if Olek in the evening would just slaughter a bunch of people, he wouldn't know that he slaughtered them, to be fair. But,
yeah, because Olek doesn't kill people, he's a pacifist.
Yeah.
He just waves his hands at them and lulls them to sleep. Oh man. Okay. Sorry.
However, you know, he knows the routine of like you wash yourself and stuff. Yeah. But he doesn't have an actual idea about hygiene. It's just, you know, these are like the routines. You have to get, you know, washed.
Right.
So if he is dirty, he doesn't understand that other people don't find it appealing. It's just, oh yeah, I'm dirty, I did stuff.
Right.
And so he would just talk with people with like mud in the face and blood in the face and everything.
Oh my god, that's so great. We love that. he's the one that doesn't understand that he needs to take a shower. Oh, that's so great. Okay, yes, now this next one is the one he wrote.
Yeah.
When they sit and look at you, sit also.
Yeah, so imagine, probably at the beginning of Olek's journey, he just sees everyone sitting, and he obviously comes from the wild. It's not like you have a lot of space to sit unless you sit on the ground.
Right.
So he was usually standing. So everyone sits down in a bar, and he just keeps standing. And people get the, you know, awkward, look left and right, and he keeps standing. And eventually, you know, the girlfriend comes over and is like, sit down.
Sit
and
down.
so it's like, okay, so when they look at me, I gotta sit down.
Right. When they sit and look, you sit. Got it. Because it's super awkward when you're not chilling with everybody and you're just standing over everybody, Olek. Don't be a fucking creepy weirdo. Oh man, we know plenty of people like that who don't know when to sit down. Make a joke or two when it's appropriate. People will like you more.
Yeah, that basically plays into the whole charisma. Olek, even though he's a complete, utter, you know, asocial, weird person, has actually a very, you know, likable, charmy kind of way.
He's great.
And so it's easy for him to just come up with funny stuff. And so, you know, the girlfriend is like, you know, you should do that. You should make kind of jokes and stuff. And you should make people like you with the jokes. Because they will find you awkward enough as it is.
Oh, and he's
I
great.
like that.
Olek is great. He's just such a gem. Like, it's true.
Giant spider just stand up, goes over, is like, hey, I am new here. Can I buy you a drink? How is the area around here?
Get stuck in web.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually great when he's like, oh hey, and he just walked straight into the web like, Olek. Don't make. Oh, and this is the great one. This one has educated him on a couple of big decisions in the game. Don't make assumptions about other people. Get to know them instead.
Yeah.
This has come up.
Yeah. No, that one basically, got him into two, very interesting dilemmas. The first one obviously being, the big spider, coming out with the weird shoes on the feet. And, Olek just going over and shaking hands, big, giant, monstrous spider. Oh, yeah, hi, big spider, And the second one was Olek going to this weird, what was it, a golem?
Yeah, keg golem.
Yeah, Olek sees the keg golem and he's like, oh, a new person. Takes out the notebook. Oh, yeah. Don't make assumption about people, just go and say hi and, offer them a drink or something. So he goes to the keg golem that like obviously looks already as though he's about to rip his head off. And Olek wants to go over and shake his hand. And then, who was it? Aldis in the back. Oh god.
Shot
at it. And then Olek, of course, thinking that, Aldis started off a fight for no bloody reason, because he's not the smartest, he didn't know the golem was about to rip his head off, was upset at Aldis.
Right.
Oh, and in order to make up for it, Aldis had to say to him that he was new, offer him a drink, and ask for information. But since he knew the area already, he said, you know what, I'm asking about your people instead.
Yup. Well, and it also, like, there was a point where everybody was like, oh my god, we should kill all of the spiders, and then Olek at some point, along with Inaro, Olek came forward and was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know, my notebook pretty specifically says to not judge them just because they're spiders, that we need to get to know them first.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's right, it says that right there in the notebook. So if Pori and Spit tell you to eat dirt... Oh, sorry, cross that out. If people harm you or ask you to do something that harms you, then they're not your friends and you have to be wary of them.
Yeah, well, that was obviously one of the first lessons that girlfriend took when she figured out that he was, taking the notebook extremely literally.
Right.
So he wants to make friends, just makes friends with everyone, and she's like, well, look, if they punch you 20 times in the face, they're not your friend. Just so you know.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's real. He needs to know that stuff. And then, but it can be a mistake. See if they are sorry and if they make up for it.
Yeah, that is something that he added eventually. Because, obviously sometimes people hurt you without really wanting to. They run into you, they hit you or something. And then they come and they're like, sorry, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. Right? And then, let me buy you a drink or something, make up for it.
I'd tell you about the local area.
And so I'm pretty sure that's how I picked up on that.
Well, we think that's also... Wasn't that for Aldis that you wrote that?
Well, basically, yeah. But basically the idea was probably someone at some point apologized to him and was like, hey, let me, sponsor your drink. And so Olek just picked up on that. And so when Aldis made this whole shoot at the golem kind of nonsense, Olek was like, okay, due to my book, now you have to say that you're sorry, and you have to make up for it by asking about location.
Location. Oh my god.
Because it's all in the book, yeah?
No, it works, though. It works. And, it all loops back around into itself and everything like that. No, we... 10 out of 10, how to talk to people, would talk to people again. 10 out of 10 would talk to people again. And it's hilarious because even though it's like there's only one thing here, you know, it's page 1, how to talk to people, page 12, handling the chaos. So when we look at these things, we think about these just being like the top of every page, and then there's like a whole entire page like Olek's like theses on how to talk to people, all 12 pages of it, like individual.
But also, you know, I left a few pages in between because, like, eventually that will probably broaden out and there will be more stuff coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, pretty much you can expect that there is a lot written that is not yet on the notes.
You're doing really weird things with your microphone. It's all pixelizing.
Is it better now?
Say exactly what you said again.
What did I say?
No, okay, you're good. Alright, so page 12 is handling the chaos. These ones we have questions about. So first is remember to breathe. And we really have to wonder, did Olesia at one point start holding her breath when she was worried that the chaos was present?
We have to point out one thing, which is the girlfriend does not think that the fear of chaos actually deals with real chaos. Olek knows that the chaos comes for him. She doesn't. She thinks that's all in his head.
She thinks he's crazy.
So when magic
just
comes
breathe,
Yeah, exactly. So what happened was he was just panicked because of magic, because he thought like the doll, the Garmishka doll was, you know, squealing and shrieking, and he was just, you know, holding his breath, sitting in the cardboard and just staring into the nowhere until he basically was blue in the face.
Oh man, and Olek's already blue in the face, so that's big.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it turned from aquamarine kind of blue into full on dark, you know. Yeah.
Ask yourself if it's really the chaos. It is, you know, all right, breathe, like breathe in, breathe out. Ask yourself, is it really the chaos, or are you just freaking out?
Yeah.
Oh man. So Babushka says hold the bone for protection. That one has not been expanded upon in any way in the entire campaign so far. So we that's the one we've been looking at the entire time and being like, okay, no, you have to explain it. Explain this to us.
Okay, you know how every you know how every haunted person has like a thingy, like a sigil of sacred thingy or whatever. What's it called?
A fetish?
No, they have like a god. Let me
like a holy
look up
symbol?
the haunted. Yeah, holy symbol.
Oh, it's a holy symbol. He has a holy bone thing.
Now, obviously, Olek has no faith or anything, because there is no faith if you have no idea what a culture is. What he does instead is they took this Gremishka, this animal, and the witch doctor took out the shoulder pad bone, like the back shoulder thingy.
Oh, okay.
And told Olek to carve the sign of hope, sign of, you know, a protection on it, right?
Yeah.
To give him this feeling of, you know, that way you're protected, you know. You gotta put in the godly symbol of protection, carve it in, put it in your pocket, that way you feel protected.
As one does.
Although I have to be honest, probably she did some witchcraft there, and then I just,
Yeah, well, she's a shamany lady. She does stuff with bones, as you do. So not only does he have this shrunken Grimishka head that goes and clacks its teeth together when spells are cast nearby, but he's got a shoulder bone that has some symbolism in it, and he holds it for protection.
Yes, exactly. To not be caught by the chaos.
Oh my god, that's amazing. It's like super real too. Like people would do that in reality.
Yeah.
Oh man. Avoid magic so that the head doesn't shake too much. That's that Grimishka shrunken head.
The shrunken Grimishka head, yeah.
Yeah.
That was, you know, the girlfriend obviously much more freaked and weirded out by the Grimishka head than he is. He's much more worried about the magic that makes the Grimishka head shriek.
Right.
But yeah.
What we think is somebody brought this up to us in a private message before. Does Olek understand that for that Grimishka head to be able to detect magic, it has to be magic itself? Pardon, sorry.
No.
No, yeah, he doesn't get that. He doesn't, no, yeah, and so it's...
I mean, think about it like this. His you know, kind of spectral sword knives and that kind of stuff.
Right.
They kind of have to be magic too.
Yeah.
And he refuses to accept that they are magic. Because, well, no, that just, you know, his emotions turned into knives. And the other thing is he also doesn't understand that just because you don't see blood and, like, you know, cuts and stuff because of those, you know, knives, that he actually kills people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everybody, you need to know this. Olek doesn't know that he kills people. he doesn't know that his psychic blades blow people's brains open.
Yeah.
And only one character in the party has put it together. Torner Firestrike, the druid, the wildfire druid over here, the dwarf, is like, I think he doesn't know. I'ma just keep this to myself. And we're just over dying like, oh my god, nobody knows that Olek is an unknowing, unwitting murderer.
That was another instance where Olek was super upset because he had to take out an actual blade, an actual knife, because his, you know, fall asleep psychic blades wouldn't work. And that was again, I think, yeah. So not only did Aldis attack first, but he forced him to not be the usual pacifist.
Oh my god. And for the record, so everybody knows, this Grimishka head actually has a backstory to it. Look up what Grimishka looked like. It's a shrunken head of a Grimishka that Babushka made, and she shrank it and stuff like that in proper Javaro fashion. And the Grimishka is the symbol of the fair folk, of the evil fae from beyond the chaos border, that wants to specifically has an interest in Olek as we've designed it. Like, not just in the Verdan, like, obviously all Verdan should go back to the chaos, so the fair folk think, but this one particularly likes Olek and wants Olek to be like her personal scion of chaos or whatever. And so Babushka chopped off this Grimishka's head back in the day and then gave it to Olek to, like, cause the Grimishka is her personal animal or whatever. And so Olek now carries this head around to keep him safe.
Yeah, and so obviously the head would shake if she would be close, you know, with magic.
Yes, that would be the thematic thing behind it. Yeah, absolutely.
And so obviously whenever that head shakes, Olek thinks, oh god, the chaos is out to get me. Which is why he has such issues with magic.
Right. We'll get to later. We'll get to why that's a problem for him. And then call friend for help, which we're amazed does not have an O instead of an A.
Where?
In call, it's CAL instead of COL.
Well, it's because I'm pronouncing it and I'm saying call, like
Fair
call,
enough.
KL.
Call friend for help, which we think that one is actually just kind of like. That's reasonable.
Well, yeah, it makes sense, right?
That makes
god,
sense. Just like, if you need help, call for a friend. Yeah. How do you handle the chaos? Well, you get your friends, obviously, so that you don't, it doesn't kill you, like, or at least you're not alone. So page 27 is more social stuff, but it's social rules to follow rather than, like, how to talk to people. And it starts off with this amazing one that we have to wonder, like, when in Olek's, like, journey did this have to be written down? If you need to pee, ask for an outhouse, don't pee in public. Was this like Olek after Olek became a dude? Or was this like Olesia? Did Olesia just like pop a squat right there in town square at one point, and girl was like, oh no, you definitely can't do that.
Well, the notebook itself was obviously written as they left. That was not written before.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely has connotations from before, because as long as Olek was around with the girlfriend alone, because they were, going together and stealing stuff, except Olek had no idea that they're actually stealing. But Olek
they were like a team. They were like a rogue team, weren't they? Yeah.
But as soon as the girlfriend basically, was letting Olek do the whole training and then off you go for the frontier kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She had to make a notebook for him to not mess up.
Yeah.
And one of the things that she had to take care of, because obviously Olek living in the wilds is not like you have a toilet there, it's just like, next bush, next tree, next something, you just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously next corner, next table, next chair, you just go, right?
Oh goodness, no. Oh no! That doesn't sound like Olesia or Olek like popped a squat in town square. That sounds like Olesia or Olek popped a squat like in a restaurant or something. Like, oh no.
Well, there are no bushes, right? And the thing is like, go somewhere in the bushes where the wild animals can't see you. And so you go somewhere behind the corner and the people can't see you. I mean, yeah.
No, it's horrible. Yes, Olek is a straight up wild man. He's not just uncivilized. He's like Enkidu over here. Oh, if you see a stranger with a weird appendage or tail, do not grab it. That is rude. Unless you ask and they say yes, of course. So this has a story, we feel. Whose tail did Olek or Olesia grab?
Well, you have in the group, you have Inaral.
Oh, that's true. Inaral has a tail.
Inaral has like a bushy, fluffy tail.
Right.
Because
rabbit.
Yeah. And so, obviously, Olek instantly wants to reach for it, and the girlfriend comes over and slaps him on the hand.
Oh my god, we were about to ask, did Olek at some point grope Inaral? Oh my god. Almost. I'm sorry, my boyfriend is an idiot. I will keep him from doing that.
No, probably she, caught him before he was actually raging for it.
Right.
But yeah, the first thing is he's like, oh my god, there is like something hanging on this person, let me reach for it, this looks fluffy.
Oh no. Unless you ask and they say yes, of course. Because some people are into that, we guess.
Yeah, although I'm pretty sure Inara doesn't know the story because, that was a different tale from a different person.
Other stuff to remember. Yes. Don't take items from shelves and baskets in the store when the shopkeeper is watching. We love how that's specifically worded. Like necessarily implying that you just can do it when the storekeeper isn't looking.
Well, the girlfriend wrote it, and she's a thief, so imagine.
Yeah. Unless you give the money. If you give the money, you can take it while the storekeeper is watching.
Exactly.
Right. Because Olek doesn't really have much of a concept of money, you've mentioned before.
No, he doesn't really.
Which is why he wants a duck-based economy. Well, that's just because he's a smart guy and he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Well, the thing is, right, if you have never really dealt with money other than with some random social people or something, you don't necessarily come up with the idea that money is actually, like, important.
Well, right, because commodity money is just conceptual. It only has the value we give it. And so
Yeah.
living out in the wild or whatever, you don't have money, so the idea of some third good or whatever that everybody values somehow is ridiculous, because, you know, Olek would only live from one want or one need to the next.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
that aside, you know, he would probably just like get the gold from his work and give it to Babushka because he's no bloody idea what to do with it.
Right, no, yeah, he doesn't have any value or understanding of money. Like, in an academic sense, he could pick it up pretty fast. He's pretty smart, but he can't form in his mind why it's so valuable to people.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, you can't eat it, you can't, you know, wear it. It's just a thing.
Doesn't give you eggs, doesn't give you feathers, doesn't make noise, doesn't make music, doesn't
lay eggs
you or move or anything like that. Yeah, no, it's dumb. It's just a chunk of metal.
Yeah, those people are stupid.
Naming an animal, though, means keeping it. You can't eat it once you name it. Did he eat someone's cat or something?
Well, Olek has a squirrel, right?
Right.
And the squirrel came after that rule was set in stone, because Olek found like
there was another pet that Olek had at some point that Olek ate because he didn't know that pets aren't for eating.
Oh, that wasn't his pet though.
Oh no, he ate somebody else's cat. We knew it. He ate somebody else's cat, didn't he? Or their dog or something. He was wandering through the town and he saw this really big fucking dog and he was like, oh jeez, that's really nice. They're definitely keeping that around for good reason. I think I'll get some of that. And he went in at night and took their dog and cooked it up and ate it, didn't he?
Well, more, you know, they went to steal stuff, and there was this obnoxious animal, this obnoxious noise-making animal, and Olek's like, well, that looks tasty. And just
no.
You know.
It was their dog, wasn't it? It was barking at him, and he was like, oh, food. Oh, no. Oh, no. Merrick has eaten somebody's dog. Or Olek has eaten somebody's dog.
Yeah, and because the girlfriend didn't want him to eat other pets, she figured it out.
Right, because they're thieves, but they're not barbarians.
Yeah, you know, look, they are named. Those animals have a name, and that's why you don't eat them. If you name an animal, that means that you like keep it and you care for it and stuff. And yeah, well, obviously that caused another problem, which is that he eventually figured out which animals are kind of like nice and pet animals and which are not.
Right. He eventually learned, like, dogs are usually not something you eat. Cats are not usually something you eat. But
yeah, but look how the rule is set, you know, because she obviously didn't think that, you know, long-lasting about it. She was like, you know, look, when people name the animals, they keep it, right? So naming an animal means keeping it, not eating it. You can't eat an animal that you name. And so she wrote it in like that. Except
you can take animals that aren't named.
He didn't name it, so it's not, you know, you can't eat it once you name it, right? So if he names the pet, right? If he names the pet, that means he can keep it.
Oh no, just simple lack of proper detailing is gonna get people's animals eaten. Oh my god.
Well, the thing is, right, it didn't happen. Because, you know, he figured out, okay, girlfriend probably doesn't want me to eat all these animals, but he named a squirrel. He was like, oh, look at that, you know? That looks kind of like like a nutty. And she's like, yeah, oh, that's a nice name for a squirrel. It's like, oh god, okay, I named it, now I have to keep it. And so he had to catch the squirrel and, like, keep it as a pet, because that's what the rule says.
So what you're saying is that he saw some wild squirrel. Okay, did he buy this squirrel? Did he see it in a shop? Or did he, like, see some wild squirrel and he was like, oh, that's nice. Oh, if I were to give that a name, I would name that Nutty. Oh, no, I just named it. That means I have to keep it. Oh, geez, I gotta go catch this wild squirrel.
Well, basically, what I imagined would have happened is it was like a baby squirrel where a mother for some reason was missing underwear or something.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, and so he sees it and he's like, oh, look at this little nutty, right? Because it's not a squirrel, it's a nutty. And so she thinks, oh, that's a name. Oh, that's a beautiful name for the squirrel. And he hears her, oh God, I named it. Yeah, right. Takes out the booklet, because there was something about naming an animal in the booklet, looks at it and is like, okay, so now I have to take it out of, the hideout from the mother, away from the mother. I have to keep it because I named it.
Right, as you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so other stuff to remember. A pacifist is someone who doesn't hurt others except in self-defense, and physically protecting others who are in danger also counts as self-defense. We like that. We like that. We imagine his girlfriend just wrote that down, and now that's why he says he's a pacifist.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone at some point probably encountered them and was like, yeah, no, I'm a pacifist, I would never hurt anyone. Right. And then he had to explain it, or she had to explain it. And, because his blades don't leave any damage. He's absolutely convinced that he's a pacifist.
That he's actually just he's a soul knife, so he makes, see-through woobly magic blades or what have, psychic blades.
Yeah.
And they leave no cuts or anything like that. So, like, he'll scramble your brain with a critical headshot to the and then you'll fall on the ground and fish out and die because your brain is, like, bleeding out, slooshing out through your nose, and he'll be like, I completely incapacitated him, sir, he's just sleeping.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, it wouldn't, like, slash your brain, it would destroy the nerve system and stuff, it wouldn't, like, really make any blood, because it doesn't make cuts.
Right, well, no, we're just, it's frying your brain.
Yeah, so basically, internally, your brain would be fried and you would fall over, and because he doesn't see any blood or anything, he's just like, oh well, I put him to sleep.
Ha ha! I have used my magical ability to wave my hands at him just right so that he falls over and starts fishing out on the ground.
Yeah, except it's not magical, because you see, Olek is
not
magical.
Right, no, you're right, it's not magical. What does he consider it? His emotions?
Yes, his emotions.
He uses his force of will, right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's making his will solid. It's not magic, it's his will.
Yeah.
So now page 50, which we love this a lot. New people. Inaural Recolter, rabbit person, very tiny, uses magic.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about what Olek thinks about Inaural.
Well, he has a fluffy tail that he wants to touch.
Oh my god, yes.
Sorry.
Wait, does Olek stay up at night thinking about touching Inaural's tail? Now we have to know, like...
No, probably much more staying up at night thinking about all these magic users all around him and how they will completely summon the chaos at any moment.
Which brings us to Torner Firestrike. Dwarf, drinks a lot, uses magic.
Yeah,
uses
magic with the exclamation mark.
Right, uses magic. What else does Olek think about Torner?
Well, Torner made the big mistake of summoning a chair right next to Olek.
It's true.
So Olek thinks that it's just the most reckless magic user in the world and he has to stay far away from him.
This guy's calling on the chaos just to sit his ass down.
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
So Kaladin Seolior has big hat, very quiet, uses magic. Oh jeez. So tell us more about Olek's thought of Kaladin. Because Kaladin's been kind of cool to Olek.
Sorry?
Kaladin's been kind of cool to Olek, right?
Yeah, but there is a problem, which is, you see, Kaladin tried to follow Olek. So a magic user who follows Olek.
Oh no, right.
So Olek, on one side, he's like, yeah, quiet guy, he's quite okay. But on the other, he's also, why does this magic user follow me? Is he working in secret for the chaos, and I don't know.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. Is Kalden working in secret for the chaos? That is a question that we will all learn later on. So, next is Pao Yu, the DMPC, likes to jump out windows, has spooky skeletons, uses magic. It's funny because Pao has only jumped out one window, didn't necessarily like it, but you jump out one window and suddenly you're the window jumping person in the party.
Think about it. Olek doesn't know much about people. He has to write down his impression of the people so that he remembers what kind of people they are. And so he puts down something that, makes it clear to him, right? These are these people, this is this person, this is that person. This is what I most, think or remember or think about when I think of this person. And, the first thing you see, Pao Yu, oh, someone is coming, off the window. Oh, right. Well, this is a window jumping person. Okay.
This person likes jumping out window and has spooky skeletons. What does Olek think about Pao Yu's spooky skeletons?
I am not quite sure yet if Olek makes a connection between skeletons and corpses and people.
Just not really sure if Olek really puts it together what they are.
Yeah.
He's never seen a skeleton before, like a person's skeleton.
I mean, he has seen the Gramishka being, disassembled and stuff.
Oh, and he's like killed wild animals and eaten them, so he knows.
Yeah.
But does he know that he has a skeleton?
Well, that's the question, exactly.
The world may never know if Olek knows he has a skeleton. And obviously the skeletons that he sees of Pao using are not anything like a skeleton he might have.
Well, the thing is, right, he always saw, if anything, he saw animal skeletons. So he's aware of the fact that whatever Pao Yu carries around must have been dead. But he's not realizing what kind of whatever animal that is, because this is a skeleton he has never seen before. These are bones he's never seen before. And they move. They're not supposed to move. There has to be magic involved, and so they're spooky because, oh my god, the chaos actually moves bones now.
The chaos moves bones now. Oh man, it's true. The chaos does move bones now. And finally, the last party member, Aldous Ronan, has spooky armor, always joins me when I talk to people, very social, but also uses magic. So let every viewer watching this be known. And let it be known to you. Everybody in the party, except for Olek, uses magic. Is a spellcaster, outright. And we love that. So Olek has recently had a rough time with Aldous. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, so basically, we already touched upon it. Where Aldous initiated the fight by attacking the golem that was about to wanting to rip the head off of Olek. Olek not necessarily noticing it, because he's not the most socially aware of golems wanting to, rip your head off.
Right, as you do.
In the end, we had this little back and forth just as a joke kind of thing. But Aldous was basically saying like, yeah, but if a dragon spits, acid at you, you know that the dragon is evil, right? And Olek goes back, well, what if it just has, what if that's a tradition, what if they spit at each other for traditions? Like, oh, hi, there you go, right? How is he supposed to know? Come on.
Cultures are so weird after all.
Some people exchange weird metal thingies, some people spit at each other, what the hell does he know?
Oh my god, that's great.
So Aldous was attacking the golem, and Olek thought that the golem was attacking him because Aldous initiated it, or rather Aldous with his magic make the chaos take over the golem or something like that, right?
You started this.
So, in a roundabout way, Aldous wanted him dead. It's not the golem that wanted him dead. Aldous wanted him dead, because Aldous started it.
Oh no. This is such a weird way to think about, like,
but
the world.
But it makes perfect sense in the world of Olek.
Oh yes, absolutely. We love it. So Balwin Deep Feast. Gnome that makes clocks does not use magic. Olek probably likes him.
Oh yeah, definitely, because he does not use magic.
What about Gerard, the spider person manager, is jittery?
Yeah, see, he doesn't use magic either, so he actually really, really likes the spider person manager.
Gerard has been pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
Gerard's been pretty chill.
Yeah.
And finally, High Priestess Shadowweave wants dead people. What's Olek think about? Olek was not jazzed about that, as we recall.
No, but you have to think like this. Well, first of all, after understanding this whole dead people thing, because like obviously he went to the girlfriend, and the girlfriend had to explain, yeah, look, they want the corpses of the people. Once they die, you have to give them the corpses.
Right.
He has never seen any of his people die. Ever.
Except from being killed by the chaos.
Exactly. Every one of his people that he has ever seen die has been killed.
Right.
So no old age or anything, not even Babushka. Like, Babushka is still alive.
Babushka's an elf, so she's gonna live for like hundreds and hundreds of years. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, and his
his
people haven't even been around long enough to get old.
Exactly. Yeah, they're all like little. Some are kids and some are barely adults. I mean, that's all you have.
And we think they've been around for like 100 years. They lived to 200, so
yeah, but the other thing is also most of the people who are found by Babushka are not necessarily 100 years old either.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Olek is a new generation too. Yeah. So yeah. So no, we're not giving you our dead people. That means you have to kill our people. And that brings us to page 104, enemies. We know that Olek believes that, magic brings chaos, and he does not like chaos. But that brings us to the next one, time. Because Pao Yu had to tell Olek that people can just die from time. And Olek, champion of men and of people of all ages over here, is like, then we have to stop time!
We have to stop time, yeah.
And now that's on the to-do list. Like, we have to stop time. Time kills people. It must be stopped from killing people. Like, oh my god. This is like your epic level 20 your epic level 20 thing is main mission to end the entire campaign is kill time.
Kill time.
Destroy. Stop time.
Yeah, stop time from killing my people.
Any people. It'd be amazing if you found a way to kill Father Time or whatever.
Well, the thing is, he cares about his people because there aren't that many and Chaos is after them. Right. And if time is another enemy, because like for him time is not really a thing. Yeah, he understands sort of kind of what time is, but time can be about as personal as chaos is, right?
Right.
And so
so we need to
chaos and time need both to be stopped the same way.
Oh my god, that's crazy, and we love it so much. Well, obviously, so we established at one point that you can absolutely elongate your lifespan or get longevity or whatever on the frontier. And, if you're a species that only lives, so long, like 50 years or whatever, that's fine. You can find some weird magical item that lets you live 50 more years or lets you live forever or whatever. So obviously the first thing Olek's gonna do is he's gonna stop time for himself to give himself an infinite amount of time to stop time for everybody else.
Although I have to be honest, knowing Olek, it's more likely he will try to find, like a person or something that like is time and try to like kill time. The one time he
Kill
doesn't want to
time.
be a pacifist.
Just find time, Father Time himself, shove a real, actual knife in the back of his head.
Yeah. Can't be his fall asleep knife. Has to be a real knife.
No, it's gotta be the real knives. It's gotta be the big boy knives. Oh, man. So we like, actually, from this, we can tell that Olek is at heart, he's not a bad guy. He's pretty lawful-ish, kind of, he doesn't want to actually hurt people. He doesn't want to kill people. He wants to protect people, actually. And we think it's probably interesting that if he thinks about, time kills people, he's not just concerned for his people. That's very concerning in general. Like, whoa, that's bad for everybody. We gotta shut that down. Olek, we like Olek. Olek, he's not only, the funniest and the fan favorite. Olek is just a good dude. He, at heart, We really get a lot out of that.
The thing is, he's good, but he's also utterly incapable of knowing what good is, which makes it so much funnier.
He is one of the times where we would be like, if he were on trial for killing a dude, he would get away with the insanity plea. He would be like, first of all, I didn't know I killed that guy, and I am extremely sorry about that. That was never my intention. I feel horrible about that, and I would never meaningfully kill a man. And more importantly, I did not know that is not okay, officer.
Well, think about it like this, right? Let's say he would, kill a person, not knowing that his blades actually kill people. So an officer would see him kill the person, and he would be like, but these are fall asleep knives. You make them fall asleep, right? And
yes, forever. You make them fall asleep forever, sir.
Well, that's not true, though. They just sleep very, very long. And he would have to then eventually figure out that no, it actually kills people. And then he would be like, I'm never gonna touch knives again. I don't want to kill anyone. I'm not gonna use my emotions anymore. Not understanding that his emotions are actually making him emotional in that moment.
Right, he's very emotional in the moment. And you know what? We can't wait for when that comes around. That's gonna be freaking hilarious. It's like, no, I'll never use my emotions again. Oh, man.
Wait until page 104 enemies has emotion.
Emotions.
Or something like that.
I need to kill my emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And we have a lot in the future planned out for Olek, too. That we've had for a while, so we're really excited for it. And we're stoked. Thanks for being part of this, because Olek is just chef's kiss, very... very just right Pacha meme, if you know what I mean.
Olek was designed to be a jester, but a jester done well.
Olek's great in every way. And he has absolutely exceeded our Olekspectations on every level.
Olekspectations. What was your favorite Olek's time? Olek's situation?
Stop time, honestly, is coming in on, maximum effort here for Olek. If Olek wants to stop time, well, goodness gracious, it's got to go on the to-do list. Boom, done. That being said, there was, when you guys first got into the dungeon, Olek was people were looking at the keypad or whatever, and they're like, all right, so how can we do all of these various different combinations and such in order to maximize our potential? And Olek was all like, what are the buttons that are rubbed out the most? And everybody over here is like, oh, geez, mind blown. Oh, geez, galaxy brain play, Olek. And Olek's like, yeah, no, what are the 4 buttons that have obviously been pressed the most? And they're like, Yeah, never mind. Olek's got the interdimensional brain over here, like definitely. So that was also another time that we just really loved something that Olek did. Is all
You know, like the thing is, Olek is very intelligent actually. He's just not very wise. He doesn't have any like knowledge of stuff. He doesn't have any experience, and that is a very odd combination because he figures stuff out very easily.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, the things for which you need knowledge are just absolutely something he's oblivious about.
Right. So if you're trying to find out how to do a keypad, he'll tell you how to do a keypad real fast. If there's a puzzle, he will fix that puzzle for you. He will put it together perfectly. But if you want him to go, distract somebody and tie them down with some kind of conversation and get information from them, no.
Nope.
No, man. No, that ain't him. That's not his role in the party. Oh yeah, my friends came over here and told me to come over here and get information from you. Oh no. No, Olek. No, don't do that.
Yeah, the other thing is also like not really understanding, clothing etiquette.
Yeah, what does Olek wear? We know Olek's wearing a dress right now.
Yeah, so basically Olek has this armor that makes him look as though he wears particular outfits.
Yeah, he's got the glamored armor.
And he got it from the girlfriend because his clothes were too small. He obviously grew out of the clothes, and then the day he was an adult, grown up, little hobgoblin kind of creature.
She stole him his glamored armor.
Yeah, obviously.
Man.
Probably stole it from Daddy too, which is another reason Daddy's probably pissed.
Yeah, Olek is a wanted man.
Yeah. And he's done nothing. He just trusted people too much, and they just made use of it. Especially his girlfriend.
Likely story.
Because Olek is just not that socially, savvy.
No, Olek is hilarious, and we love him. We love Olek, and we hope that Olek is around forever. And we like how you said at one point Olek is just Merrick, but dumb.
Well, the thing is, it's not really true. Because Olek is actually, intelligent. He just has zero social, knowledge.
Well, and Olek and Merrick are a bit different. I mean, they're both... Merrick is considerably more socially apt, that's for sure.
Yeah, but Olek and Marek, Olek is, just wilderness child out of nowhere, thrown into society. Marek is modern society thrown into ancient society with the history of basically the Iron Wall still up when he was alive, post Iron Wall. And so he has a very distrustful sentiment. It's not like Marek is not social. Marek is very capable of being social because he was supposed to. Well, it's not like the people that were not social, they just don't trust you.
Yeah, Merrick is really good at social.
Yeah.
He just doesn't trust you.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Olek trusts everyone, unless they hurt him, right? As the book says, if they hurt you, they either make a mistake or they're evil, and you have to figure it out, right? If they come to you and they ask you for the surrounding, say sorry, ask you if you want to be here, ask you for a surrounding, that means they're sorry, it was just a mistake. Otherwise, they're evil, and you gotta put them on the evil list.
Right, which is bad people. Right. Oh man.
Olek also really doesn't know really what to do with the concept of evil people.
Right.
Yeah, he has the ones who he really wants to kill because they do all this evil damage and stuff and want people dead and want him dead and want his people dead. But people who are just nasty with him, he doesn't really know what to think or to do about it because there's nothing in the book. And so when Aldis came over, and he was like, yeah, you got this golem to attack me. He said, you either, make up for it, or,
You either tell me you're new and buy me a drink and ask about the local area, or we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or I don't like you anymore.
That was also...
I don't like you anymore.
I don't like you anymore. Yeah, no, that was also, like, the best line ever.
You either ask me about the surrounding and offer me a drink or something, and or I don't like you anymore.
Right.
That was just,
I knew it. You're a horrible human being. We think that this has been great. Yeah, we think we've got more information on Olek for the world. Everybody's favorite pretty hobgoblin man.
I think that Aldis did not expect that from Olek, by the way.
We clearly not. We love how yeah, no, Aldis did not see that coming. He was like, "What? I saved you though," and you're like, "I knew it. You're horrible." So before we go, do you have anything to say about Olek? Like, what should we keep our eyes out for the future of Olek here?
Well, the things to keep in mind is he is he's very easily trusting. He has zero idea about what's going on in the world, more or less, unless it's like wild stuff, animals and that kind of stuff. And he is extraordinarily pretty for a goblin, which gets him into trouble, and we'll find out a lot about that in future.
Excellent. So the big future thing that we've got a warning about is we got to watch out for that Olek prettiness, that Verdan prettiness going on here.
Yeah, because that actually
get him.
Yeah, because think about it like this: imagine you are really pretty, and the girls try to flirt with you, and you have no concept of flirting.
Well, that can go a couple of ways. We've found ourselves in that situation at certain points in our life. Doesn't everyone at some point miss,
well, but the thing is, you understand relationships. Sign. Olek doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Olek says girlfriend because the girlfriend says she's the girlfriend. He has no idea what a girlfriend is.
And everybody just calls her the girlfriend because she calls herself the girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, I guess that's what she is. Oh, man.
So if you were to ask Olek what is a girlfriend, he would probably say, well, she's the daughter of your boss, and she does tasks.
What's a girlfriend? Olek? Oh, well, she's the daughter of your boss. Yeah, that's definitely what, in our culture, that's definitely what that is, definitely what that means, just, that's what you do, you go and you go meet your boss and then you fuck his daughter. Oh man, jeez, what a culture he's making.
Well, he has to figure culture out. If you don't know culture, you have to figure it out eventually.
It's just so you said that line that you just said, you gotta figure culture out, everybody's gotta figure culture out. Does everybody have to sleep with their boss to figure out that's not part of the culture?
You mean the boss's daughter?
Yeah, no, sorry, does everybody have to sleep with their boss's daughter to figure out not to sleep with
Are you sure they want me to read the context?
No, that's, again, sorry, that's another video. It's
but
so
the thing is, he doesn't have to do anything. In fact, he didn't know what sleeping with someone is either.
Right. Yeah, just so
you learned that the hard way.
Just so... Right. Yeah, just so everybody knows, Olek's first time in this body wasn't... He just didn't even know what was going on, and girlfriend over here was all like, yeah, no, sit down, I'm gonna take care of all this. And he was all like, oh, okay. And this was before the notebook, obviously, so, mistakes were made, notes were taken. And boss got super angry. Olek probably doesn't know why still. Does Olek know why the boss is angry?
I doubt it. The boss just was very angry and the girlfriend was like, let's get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, we gotta leave. Oh my god. Oh, jeez. So we're really excited for the future of Olek, and we hope you are too.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the babushka was kind of mean. Cause Olek, had all this happening and like explains it obviously in a very Olek-y way to Babushka of like all the things that happened. He went to work and then they made him eat dirt, and then the boss's daughter, like she's apparently now girlfriend. He's not quite sure why girlfriend suddenly. That's a new name, but yeah, girlfriend basically said to do X and Y and Z, and then he obviously explains it in a manner that makes no sense to him, because it's like, oh yeah, no, she said this and she said that, and
Babushka's over here like, you're on your own.
Yeah. No, and then explains how suddenly, the boss came in, the father, and was like super furious, and Olek has just no idea why. It's like, he did not pee anywhere, did he? And so... Yeah.
Right, I don't understand why he was angry. I didn't pee in public.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. He didn't do anything different or weird. It's just he did what he was told to do. And then suddenly the boss comes in and he's like, yeah, no, I hate you and I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, holy, what's wrong with this guy? And then Babushka got home, she listens to the story and she knows exactly what's going on because she has an idea about society and about all that was going on. And so he explains it to her completely confused and she just laughs.
Right, as you would, right? Because you're just like, you're on your own, buddy. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah,
but yeah, they had to escape after that, and that's how he ended up in the frontier.
Yeah, that's such a treat. Well, thanks for sitting down for this and explaining that for the channel and for the game and everything, because this is awesome, and we like to get more lore on the characters as time goes by, and Olek is particularly well constructed. So, yeah, thanks a bunch for coming. Feel free to say... Yeah, it was great. We gotta do this again sometime. Say goodbye?
Goodbye, everyone!
Thanks for coming.
Wait.
Oh. Wait.
The Olek goodbye. Hi, everyone. I'm new here. Would you like to offer a drink? Can you tell me something about your area here?
That is... Oh my god. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Just as a post note, though.
Yeah,
he also has no idea about jealousy. I'm really wondering about that one, too, at some point.
Oh, definitely. That'll be great to explore.
It's gonna be awesome.
It'll be great to explore. We love that. Awesome.